So, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. When you began to start your artistic endeavors, right? Cam with your rapping, Alexis with your acting, who was the first person to show you like real support outside of mom? That's a cop out. That's a cop out.
Hey,
That's a
that's a good
cop out.
question. That's a good question.
But my
I,
mama been there since day one though. So like
I know my mom's been there since day one too, but that'd be a cop out. All three of us be saying the same thing.
my mama, can I say my daddy? Because he been there too.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo.
Oh, actually I do have somebody for real. Someone who kept showing me support. Unfortunately, she has passed away. But it's she doesn't like my godmama, but she was my godmama, if that makes sense. But she acted like my godmama. Her name was Beverly Hill. And she known me ever since I was a baby. And she always believed in me, like no matter what I did or any idea I thought that I had, she was always behind me like 100%. And yeah, when she found out I was going to college for theater, like she supported me. She never doubted me. Like I said, unfortunately, she's no longer here, but she's always in my heart, and I love her for that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Cam, what about you, bro?
Man, when I was in like third grade, there's this girl in my class. Her name was Willa, and she would always be somebody who'd be like, "When are you gonna put a song out together?" Right? I'm like third grade, right? Mind you, like I'm young, right? But like that's how long I've been trying to rap. So I remember like in third grade, she would just always ask me, and she was like, "I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan," right? And so it was just so funny because I remember like my first EP came out when I like dropped that at like 17. Um, I shouted her out because I was just like I remember like her being somebody who was supportive beyond my parents, just somebody who like just it was just like the support she gave me at that young was just like it felt so like cool but also like weird but like cool. So I was always remember her for that for because we haven't spoken in a long time, but I always remember her for that for me and somebody who was always super supportive at the beginning. Yeah.
Dash, what about you?
So when I started, I had a few people that really supported me and like pushed me into it. But my friend who's more like a cousin now, um, Isaiah, like he really pushed me to do the poetry thing. Because before I got into like my first relationship, first love type of deal, like I was just writing poetry for girls. You know what I'm saying? And like it was cool, but he was the one that was really like, even back then, when it was just like, no substance, just some cute things rhyming together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was back then. You know what I mean? But he was the one that was just like, yo, you got a real gift for this. Like you can really write some dope stuff. Like you should write a book. And back then I was like, bro, like that's not even what I'm trying to do. But we fast forward, you know what I'm saying, after the heartbreak and all of this other stuff, um, he was still right there saying, yo, like your work is touching people. You know what I mean? So I'm always gonna be grateful for that to have somebody like him, you know what I mean, that was there from the get go, before the get go, to tell me like, yo, you got a gift with this. Don't waste it, you know. So that's for me. That's for me. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Reset the Vibe podcast. I am one of your hosts. I'm Vash.
Cam.
Yes. Darius, unfortunately, is not with us at this time. He has some personal things that he has to take care of, but he will be back. So he's not going anywhere.
R.I.P. Hope he's sleeping well tonight.
He's doing.
Hope he's sleeping real good tonight. He's resting peacefully.
He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He wants y'all to know that he misses y'all, he loves y'all, and that he will be back. So don't fret. He'll be back. But with all of that to the side, we have a special guest with us today. A very good friend of mine, uh, an astounding actress, even a more astounding singer over here. She's a superstar. You see her. She dressed like a
Hey.
superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like I told her before we started recording, I feel like I'm on the dress right now. I'm just in the t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Cam's in the hoodie. She's all dressed up. You know what I'm saying? Like she's getting dressed like interviewed on the red carpet or something. So without any further ado, Alexis Young, how are you, man?
Ooh, y'all are funny. Hi, y'all. I'm Alexis. Probably should have changed my Zoom name, but I forgot to do that. But I am Alexis Young. Tink. That's me.
So, Alexis, I know that I shouted out the acting and the singing. Why don't you tell us a little bit how you got started in the field of performing arts?
Oh, okay. Well, long story, explain. But not for real. I've been performing in front entertaining people mostly all my life. I started singing when I was 4 years old, and I used to sing at like church and stuff like that. And then my parents was like, "Oh, she's pretty good at this," and because I used to win, and so then they started putting me in talent shows, and I would win those too. And so, like, I ever since then, like, I've always been used to performing and singing in front of people. No matter what. Anytime somebody would ask me, my parents would ask me, like, "Hey, Alexis, you want to perform? You want to sing at this place? This church wants you to sing on their program. This person wants you to sing at their gala, whatever, and whatever it was, I would always be down to do it." And so then when I got in like high school, is when I joined a drama club. And then I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm like, all right, like, this is a different way of like performing, entertaining. Of course, like I grew up like watching, you know, movies and stuff like that. But it wasn't until like I was like 16 or 17, I went to New York for the first time, and I saw a Broadway show. I saw a Broadway show, and I was like, whoa, that looks so awesome. Like you can sing and act like in the one, like, so I was like, and it's the first time I've seen it like live. You know, I've always seen it on TV, but like just clicked differently for me when I saw it on stage. And I was like, that seems like something I want to do. And so yeah, so I did drama all throughout high school. Even though it was very on a very small scale, because again, I grew up in a very small town. Um, but yeah, so then when I got to college, I was like, I really didn't know what else I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? Performing is what I've always done. So I just went and did theater and learned more about the craft itself when I went to college. And then I was like, yeah, I really love this. And so what I do now.
Awesome.
Awesome. What's up? Can I ask
So,
what's your small town where you from?
I'm from a very small town called Ellaville, Georgia.
Ellenville, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it got one stoplight.
Okay. All right.
are you
That's very
serious?
small.
Are
Yeah.
you
Yes,
serious?
I'm serious. It's literally only one stoplight in the entire town, and
Wow.
I grew up on a dirt road.
All right.
So I grew up country. Okay. Grew up.
How was it growing up in a small town?
I would say it was a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse, I like to say, because one, like, just because one, it's a blessing because like you're shielded from a lot of stuff. Like it's not a lot going on, so there's not a lot of introduced stuff like coming into the city, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, so it's like very you're kind of lucky in that area,
Hmm.
because it is small. And also because it's of course life is a little more simpler there, moves a little more easier. Like you can kind of kids can like spend a little more time being kids. I feel like, or I felt like I did. Um, but also on the back end of that, it's like there is no access to anything, so it's just like you see the same people all the time. You see the same things all the time. Like there's no, and then if you there's no walking anywhere. There's no bus. There's no MARTA. Like either you walk in, and if you walk, it's just like that's gonna take you hours because the nearest Walmart is like maybe 25 minutes away. Like McDonald's, everything is the next is in the next town, so you have to drive.
Mm.
So there's no access to really a lot of stuff. And just things that I feel like as a kid, like I feel like you need to have, like, you know, so it's like you either your parents like take you to see those things, right? To give you access to that, or like most kids, like they didn't see it because we didn't have it. So yeah, that's how it was. Like, but I love being from there, but like of course I'm not living there now and I don't want to go back living there.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a blessing and a curse.
I feel you. Cam, you got any questions? No, because I mean I got one, but I was just like,
No. I mean, because now it sounds like you live in Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You said Martha, so I just figured that makes sense. Um, what was the biggest adjustment for you then moving from going from small town to big city?
The biggest adjustment I think was getting used to being by myself was a big adjustment to me
Mm,
because at that point, I mean, the only time I had not lived with my parents was like when I went to college, but even the college I went to was like 20 minutes away from my house. So,
gotcha.
and I stayed on campus like 1 year and I had a roommate, but like I knew her and I wasn't
Mhm,
far from home. So I had never really
gotcha.
had to live somewhere like on my own before until like I moved up here. And that was a big adjustment for me because I moved from somewhere where like almost everybody knew me, like to going somewhere where like nobody knew me. And like I didn't have any friends. So I didn't really have a lot of family members up here. So that was yeah, that was a big adjustment and like having to just like be like, all right, well, nobody's here with me. I have to do it myself, like going out by myself, doing things by myself. So that was really big for me because up until that point, I really hadn't done that a lot on that level. So yeah.
Sure.
okay. So let me that's it. So you say you went to New York and saw a Broadway play, and that's where you saw singing and acting come together as one. I guess it's a two-part question. One, do you also do dance as well, or that's just something that it's not necessarily you're interested in?
Yeah, I can dance, but I ain't gonna say I'm no dancer. Okay. Like I can't pop out the boom boom cats like that. But if you give me a little 8 count, I can study it and I can learn it for the most part, but I'm not really like a flexible dancer. I'm what they call in the industry a mover. They call them a mover. I'm a good mover.
Okay.
I'm not a dancer, but I can move.
Gotcha. No, that's perfectly cool.
Hey, they say the key is to know yourself. So hey, that's what it is.
Listen, I know my parts, but I've been in like musicals before. So like I can learn the dance and I can get the steps like within time. But like I'm not one of those people that's gonna be picking it up and just like, you know, yeah, nah.
Gotcha. Because that was gonna be like my next question. Like, have you ever been in like a musical, and like, do you prefer a musical to a Broadway play versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, or which one do you prefer? Like a standard play or with musical thrown in there with dancing?
Mm. I always love musicals because I love musicals since I was a child. But I I love mm, musicals are really tough though. And sometimes I do love the simplicity of a play, like when it's just like you're just focused on the dialogue and the emotions. But I'm gonna have to go with musical theater. It's just something about it, bringing the songs to life and the dancing and the moving and the scenery changes. It's just all whimsical to me.
And then let me ask you, what's your favorite musical?
Ooh, my favorite. That is a tough question. Okay, my favorite musical. Oh, so many, y'all. Dang. I'm going to say that because that's the one that like really made me love theater, like live theater.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say Wicked.
Okay.
Wicked is like
Okay.
one of my favorites. Have y'all seen it?
No.
No, I've heard about it though. I've heard girls singing the soundtrack like a lot. So I probably
Yeah,
know half the songs, but I never saw it myself. So I haven't
yeah.
seen The Wizard of Oz, so that's probably part of the problem. I gotta like I don't know how I didn't do that, but like that's something I saw The Wiz though.
That
And I'm
counts.
not gonna lie, I feel like
You know,
certain
It
people that say The
counts.
Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's Michael Jackson. We talking about playing the Scarecrow. Like,
I
It,
come on now,
mean,
like
you're
it don't
not
get better than
wrong.
that.
it, it,
You're
it,
not
It get
wrong.
better than that.
You're not wrong.
it counts.
I totally do that.
Like for me personally, like I'm not really big into musicals, to be honest with you.
Hey, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I like musicals though. Like I gotta see them live. I can't watch them on TV. Like I watched Hamilton on TV and was like cool, but I gotta be in
I'm
person to like actually
surprised you didn't like
fulfill
it
the
because it
whole
got the
thing.
rapping in it. Oh my bad, I mean
No,
talk
like
over you.
no. It was cool. It was cool. Like I like the fact that they did. I think one of the times they referenced like Mob Deep or something like that, and that was cool. But when like I don't know, just and when you see a musical live, you get the whole essence of it, right?
Yeah.
Watching it on TV, I watched it on Disney Plus, so it was just like,
Mm,
like I was missing that interaction and that like feeling of like the whole room being like dedicated to this whole thing, you know.
yeah.
My favorite musical is Anything Goes, which
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, and so and the one I watched it twice. One time my high school put it on, but then I went to like a theater in LA and watched it. And the one I saw it was called the Amundsen Theater. They were turning the set. So instead of things coming in and out, it was just like the set was in the middle, but different locations of the set would just turn, like right
Mm-hmm.
then and there as stuff was going on. And out to me, I was like, that's wonderful because the comedy is within that too. That it's so fast paced. You just kind of have to like go ahead and do it that way instead of having things go in and out. There being like pauses in between, I guess. So I really like that one. That was my favorite I've seen. Yeah.
That's dope. See, for me, man, like like I said, bro, like musicals is like it's more of a hit and miss thing. If the music's good, I can vibe with it. You know what I mean? But I prefer just like when you think about it. I guess when I think about it, it's kind of silly to me. Like if me and you are having a conversation, like we're having a podcast right now, right? We're interviewing
Right.
Alexis, and then all of a sudden Alexis just burst out in a song to like give a response to a question one of us asked, and then you in return would sing right back at her. You know what I'm saying? And I just be like, why can't we just all talk? We gotta sing. We gotta sing too. But that's more of my thing, right? But it's not to say that I hate all musicals, because I was with a theater company for a good while, up here in Chicago, the Miracle Center, and we did a couple of productions. I don't think they did Hamilton. I know that they've done In the Heights. Um,
Mm.
and I've seen that. I've seen them do it. I've also seen a movie that came out over the summer. And I guess if I had to pick, I had to choose, that would be the one. I've also seen Fame. I don't know if any one of y'all familiar with Fame, but
No fame. Come on now.
I don't
Fame.
know.
I'm gonna live forever. Come on now.
See, I don't know. That's my thing. Like, I don't know what's popular or what's big as far as like in the Broadway or musical space. I only know what everybody talks about, which is Hamilton. Outside of that, I don't know what's big or what's small. You know what I mean? So for me, that'll be like In the Heights. Fame would be a runner up to that, for sure.
I'm surprised because like both of y'all are in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and y'all have like the Wolf Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a pretty known like theater. So, but I understand though, tickets is high. I mean, I barely go to the Fox.
Yeah.
I barely go to the Fox that's up here in Atlanta, and because I wanted to go see Hamilton in person, but baby, them tickets
Yeah.
prices were
Exactly.
not giving. So
Exactly.
Yeah. I heard them tickets prices is nasty for Hamilton, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
third.
they weren't too
I think
bad though.
they was near 200 for like the really bad seats in Chicago. That's when I knew I wasn't gonna see it in person. I was like 200 for the bad seats. Come on.
I wanna say for hours, like, the kinda like the bad seats, I mean, it was like maybe 80, I think, when it was here, but
Oh, yo, that's
That's
tough.
a
Yeah,
lot more
no, it was like
doable.
it was a cool like I feel like with 174 I think was one time I read it. I was like,
yeah, those was
I'm
for
gonna
the
have to
bad
figure that out
seats,
later. Yeah.
but I ain't wanna pay for the bad seats, like, if I'm gonna go and do the whole theater experience, I guess because for me personally, I was like, at the Fox, like, I'm not gonna do that, like, I want I want a nice section, and the mezzanine is where I like to sit.
Okay.
Um, it's like one of my favorite spots because I feel like you can just see everything. I know
Mhm.
everybody loves the orchestra seats, but I kind of like sitting in the mezzanine. That's just a little bit above, and I can see the whole stage while I'm in the middle of it, so I can see everything.
Right. I always think it's funny because when you're up there though too, like I feel like I always I feel like the first time I went was like, what is that man with the head down there? What is he doing? And it's like, oh, the whole band's down there. Like you can't see the whole band, but you can see the one man, the conductor, and his head is just out, kind of popped out. I was like, what is he doing? I don't know. I just remember that being really funny. Um.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Alexis, with you being a performer, is there anybody that you is there anybody that inspires you, like within the film industry or an actor from Broadway plays and stuff like that? Like,
Yes. Like a million. But I remember when I was like really getting into starting acting and like when I was in school, I was like, cause my professor, he asked us that. He was like, like, who is it you think of like when you think of like being a good actor? And I've always loved Felicia Rashad. I don't know if she's still canceled or not. Don't cancel me for saying her. I'm just saying,
Oh, wait, was she canceled? What was she canceled for?
bro, people
child,
just
we're not gonna go there. It was with Mr. Bill, and it was she had comments to say. Folks wasn't feeling her
Oh,
comments, and she got
okay.
she got the Twitter sphere was trying to cancel her. I don't know if she's still canceled or not,
I I do my homework later. All right, I do it. That's tough.
but I've always loved like the way she acts and like how she kind of transforms. I love that about her. And no matter like what part I feel like I've seen Felicia Rashad in, whether it's like a mom, a wife, a good guy, a lawyer, she always acts with this type of grace on her. Like no matter what it is, like she always has this grace about her. And I've always loved that about her acting. And I'm just like, wow. And just to have a career like that, that's has been going on for like years now, which normally is like unheard of for actors. So I would love to have a career like hers. Of course, also I love, of course, Viola Davis, amazing actor, and like also I like both of these people because they're both people who were trained in a theater and who've done both, who've done well like on stage as well as on film. So I've always loved that about both of them.
Let me ask you this: if like, do you get stage fright before you go and perform? Not stage, I guess stage fright, but do you get nerves before you perform? And if you could describe those in words, how would you describe it?
Of course. I feel like you're not doing it right if you're not getting nervous. I feel like if you ever get to the point where you're comfortable and you're not feeling some type of anxiousness, it's like, what are we really doing? I don't know. That's how I feel. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I do. I still get nervous, but almost like I was nervous before I did this podcast. Um so for me, it just feels like heightened like energy. Like I'm like and I'm like running, and like I always try to run through my lines in my brain, especially when I'm doing a show. So like I'll run through my brain just to make sure there's not a spot that I'm forgetting. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going over my lines. I'm like, okay, this. Like I'm constantly like running it over in my brain. Like, okay, my lines. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. Like I'm constantly running running the show over in my brain. And I mean, if it's like act one, then I just do act one. But then I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to make sure like I can remember every single one of the lines and like a cue or something I need. And then if I don't remember something, that's why I'm like, come to me. I was like, what is it? Where's the line? What is the line? What is the line? And then like, I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. And then it'll come to me. Sometimes it'll come to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, let me go back over here. Let me go back over the script one more time before we go out here. And so, yeah, I'm always like, steadily like just basically in my and to me it's basically like a Rolodex of like of the show that's over and over
Mhm.
again. And then I kind of just feel like really a little bit panicky. But on the inside though, you know, you can never let it see you sweat. But like on the inside, I'm like,
Right.
my heart is like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like a little in my brain, I'm like, all right. But then like I always say like a little prayer before I go on stage to myself.
Mhm.
And then like I just take a deep breath and like, okay, we got this, got this, got this, got this. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's just do it.
Gotcha. And then, do you sleep well after nights like that, or do you end up being up all night for low key? And then, like, how does that work too?
Also never happened to me. Like after the show is over, I'm over it. Like I'm like, woo, all right. Like because like as an actor, one of the goal is to put everything on stage. And so it's like once I feel like I have done that, if I feel like I have honestly like put everything on the stage, I try to leave everything on the stage. So I
Mhm.
put everything out there and then I leave it there. And I'm just like, all right, time to go back to life. I'm like, all right, whoo, all right, it's time to get some food. Y'all hungry? I'm hungry, y'all. Like, and I'm
Gotcha.
normally like back, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just gonna go home and relax and do this again tomorrow. If I have a show tomorrow, if I have a show the next day.
Mhm. Mhm. Have you ever tried method acting, and would you be interested in trying method acting?
Method acting, yes and no, because I kind of have done method acting in a way, not to the extreme that some
Mhm.
of these Hollywood actors have done.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sleep in no caves. I'm not gonna be sleeping in no jails. Like, I mean, not at this point in life. Maybe if I'm getting them coins like that, maybe I would, but I've never had to go that far. But there is this thing, it's a part of, why can I think of the name of it? Who is that? Is that Uda Hagen? Or is it, anyway, I can't think of who's the person of this technique at the moment. It's, I think it was, no, not Chekhov, that's a writer. Anyway, I cannot think of that name right now. My professor would be disappointed in me. But it's basically a technique that we use called substitution. And it's like Stanislavski. That's what it is. Um,
Stanislavski, okay.
yeah, so it's like if I remember that correct. Don't come after me if I'm wrong, y'all. But anyway, it's called substitution, and basically you basically substitute your real life memories and thoughts into your character. So
Mm,
like you're using your own thing for substitution of that character's thoughts and feelings, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So it's like you will like I will replay like a very hurtful moment in my life. That's something that was really real to me to use for my character. And sometimes that can kind of it's not the exact same as method of acting, but it is in a really realistic way,
Mhm.
almost because whereas like with method acting, like I'm not putting myself through like a physical type of thing or whatever, but mentally you're putting yourself in like in that very realistic like mental state of a point of sadness or a point of like depression, or it could be a moment of joyful. It could be a moment of gladness, whatever is you're using for that moment. But sometimes depending on what it is, you can get stuck there. And some people you gotta learn like the techniques to get yourself out of it, because if you don't, then you'll constantly start doing that and be stuck in that place in that moment. And when like I said, you don't have to. So
Mhm.
sometimes that could be a dangerous technique for some actors to use, because some people aren't good as like getting out of it than others. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you this. So, what advice would you have for people that want to get into acting? They want to get into the stage plays and everything. Like, what would you say they should start at? If it's not like not a high school, not like a high school, not a person that's like, oh, I'm gonna go to college after high school. I'm in drama class right now. You know what I mean? Like that is like kind of like a clear path. But like for people that maybe just so happen to see something, and be like, yo, I want to do that. Like, what would your advice be?
Uh, my advice, I would say number one is to make sure that you are mentally prepared, because this this life ain't easy. Like, it is, you get told no a lot, like a lot, and you're constantly being criticized, um, which sometimes can be hard to take. Um, and because people are constantly, and and you're being analyzed all the time, and you're taught to analyze yourself all the time, and so you're constantly picking at yourself, and people are constantly like not picking on you, but they're just picking at you, because it could be a coach trying to tweak something, or if you're in front of a casting person, or if you're going up for an audition, like it's just constantly, you're under criticism constantly. And then if you get the role and you're there, people are coming to judge your performance, and people write articles about your performance. And sometimes people gonna say what they feel, and it might not be in the best light. And so I honestly think the first step, which I feel like I wish somebody would have helped me, is that like make sure that you are okay, and that you are at a mental place where you can handle that, because it's gonna come at you, and come at you hard. Like I said, you're gonna get told a lot of no's before you ever get one yes. And even when you do get the yes, sometimes there's caveats. And yeah, like, and it's easy to get lost in that, and lose yourself in that, and lose your self-worth. And then you get so caught up in like doing that you forget to be a human being, which I felt like kind of what happened to me. I got so focused on being a human doing and performing, that I wasn't focused on being like a human being, and like, and be who I am, and be who I want to be. And so I would want to say like, you really have to like really have a good foundation for yourself before you start anything, before you get a coach, before you go out here and do whatever. But like once you got into that point and you feel like you're secure within yourself, listen, I just say gun it. Go as hard as you can in the paint, do what you can. But again, like don't burn yourself out. But listen, once you got that, once you're settled on that, baby, just go.
Yo, that's a bar you just said.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Cause I
ahead.
saw, cause I
Yeah,
saw Cam, and I'm like, yeah, he feeling the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah. The
You a
human
human
being and the
doing,
human
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yo,
You
I
see,
almost got up out the pew and started stepping. Like that was a good word. That's a good word right there. Oh
No,
man, human being and human doing.
yeah.
That's
This
that's
lady
deep.
had said that in a workshop I had done last year. Um, she had said that because we were in a workshop, like we are talking about just acting and being Black women. It was all Black women actors, and the lady who's speaking this. And then when she said that, I was like, Yes, that's exactly what I've been doing. Like that's exactly what's been going on. And so
Mhm.
ever since she said that, like I just took that with me and I tried to like take that in my daily life. I try also of course my therapist. Shout out to therapy. Black folks go to therapy.
Shout out.
But
Facts.
my therapist also was like telling me the same thing, and like she sent me this exercise thing to do like every day instead of write down like a to-do list, like write down like who you want to be today, like instead of like always waking up and be like, okay, what do I need to do today, and like, okay, I got this to do, like yeah, looks like of course it's a part of life, like you have to get stuff done to be productive, but like but also within that, like who do you want to be today? Like instead of like I'm gonna like do things that are productive, like I'm going to be productive, or I want to be productive today, or I want to be peaceful today, and like focus on like who do I want to be today instead of what I'm doing today. So
I feel you. So let me open it up. Okay, unless you got another question.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Cool. Let me open this up then. I don't know if your answer is going to change or not, Alexis. But who all is your favorite actor? It's a round tables for Cam and you and me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like, what actor does it for you? Like, if they got a movie, you may not necessarily always run out to go see it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be invested just off the just off the strength that this actor is attached to this film.
oh, okay, okay, I know what you mean now. Okay. Oh, that's a hard one
It
Yeah.
is.
I think like
because
the obvious first one to me is Denzel. Like if I see him in something, I'm like, I'm probably gonna see that. The only one I didn't see was the Roman J. Esquire one, because that for some reason in my head I was just like, that seems like a lot, and I'm not ready for that. Like I think that came out during pandemic or something like that. I was like, I can't do that right now. I can't remember, but that's
I think for me, and it's ironic that you say Denzel. Um I think his son, bro, John David Washington, bro.
yeah.
I think he's done enough in my book that I'm just instantly off the strength gonna be like, all right, bro, what you doing? Because like I remember seeing him in Ballers, um,
Mm.
hmm
and I did not know who he was at all. I love the character, you know what I'm saying? And like I saw the name, but I didn't put two and two together. So I'm like, there's a million people on this earth named Washington last name. I'm not automatically thinking that that's your dad. And then I saw
Oh,
the
I knew that was that man daddy. He sounded just like that man.
well, see, once I found out, like once you said it like in an interview or whatnot, then I start like everything just started clicking. I'm just like, yo, that is your dad. I can see the features now. I can hear it in your voice now. You know what I mean? But no, it's definitely his son for me, John David Washington for sure.
Oh, that's a good one because he's like that for me too. Oh, Angela Bassett.
okay.
If I see Miss Angela in something, I know it's gonna be good. She ain't, she ain't never disappointed me. I don't think. I don't ever think I seen anything. Now the movie might have been terrible, but she was good. But
Yeah,
like, I don't think I've ever seen her not do good in a role. For me personally,
Mhm.
like so if I see Angela Bassett in it, it could be that's the only reason why I started watching American Horror Story. When I saw they had Angela Bassett coming in, I said, "Oh, let me see what they're talking about. They got black folks up in here." I said, "Oh, let me see." And so I
Yeah.
started. That's the only reason I started watching the show.
you
But
taught me something
yeah,
new. I didn't even know she was in it.
yeah, she started being in it on season 3. Coven. Yeah, she was on. She started, and then of course they pull the same actors, and ever since then, I think she's been in it. It's maybe a couple of seasons since then she hasn't been in, but she started being in on season 3, and I was like, wait a minute, not Miss Angela Bassett. I'm gonna go see because I've never seen her in a role where I was disappointed. Like, and she makes me believe who she is, no matter where she at every single time. So yeah, it'd probably be Angela Bassett for me.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
The more we thought about it, a couple names came to my head, but I'm the one that I got in my head now is Ashton Sanders. He played RZA in the Wu-Tang Story, and he also was an Equalizer too. And there's another movie he did I can't remember right now, but like he just has this like way about him that I'm like, he's interesting to me. Like I've seen him interviewed, and I was like, oh, you're not like any of the characters you play, and you do these characters very well because they're so believable. Oh, he was in Moonlight. That's the one he was in. Yeah. And so
Who was he in
like
Moonlight?
Ashton Sanders, he played the teenage version of the dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just think he's really talented. So that's somebody that I would like when I see he's in a movie. I'm like, let me go check that out.
Oh yeah. Oh, also I really like what's his name? The dude from Get Out. Oh, why can't I pronounce his name right
Daniel
now?
Daniel.
Kaluuya or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally if he in it or Tyree Henry, the movie be good.
Tyree Henry.
Tyree Henry is you've seen
Paperboy?
Atlanta,
He's
right?
the guy from
Yeah, that's Paperboy.
Atlanta.
That's
Yeah,
Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Yeah, no, I
Paperboy.
love
It's
him.
all
Yeah,
about that
I love that. Yeah,
Paperboy. Yeah,
yeah.
but like
Oh,
how
I
his
love
career
Paperboy.
has just like grew and like how I've seen him just play like so many different characters. Like ever
Yeah.
since then, it's just like astounding, and I love to see him like I'm so excited to see him in the what them people call the new Marvel movies.
Eternals.
Eternal.
Eternals.
I was gonna call them people
Yeah.
Eternals. Child. Eternals, yes, because he's like playing like an openly gay character, and he's like one of the first openly gay characters like in the Marvel universe. So I think that's really interesting because like he always picks roles that like you just don't think somebody like him would go for or like do.
Mm-hmm.
And like he ends up doing it like flawless like every time. And so like now
Yeah.
that I see him coming up, I'm like, oh, I gotta catch this. Like I know it's gonna be good.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
since we mentioned Brian, the main cast of Atlanta, like ever since that show, like the main cast, they've just been in everything. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, yeah.
it's like, yo, like I'm so happy for them too, man, because it's like well for me, I'm gonna say for me, because I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I ain't never seen outside of Donald, I ain't never seen any one of these other people before Atlanta. And just to see them on Atlanta and see how good of a job they do there, and then to go and do all of these movies and everything, especially Lakeith. Like Lakeith is because I don't know if anyone else in his interview from a few years ago, like when he first started popping off, like he said, like, yo, I didn't go to like no training for this, like really. Like I just looked up online, you know what I'm saying? Found out this place was here to go, and I went ahead and I, auditioned or something, got the part, and I'm just like, and look at him now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm
I'm
assuming,
jealous.
likewise, but I'm assuming since then, obviously he's took like some classes or something like that. But I'm just so happy, and I'm like, it's just phenomenal. Like that whole cast is just took off. With that being
I'm,
said, go ahead.
no, I remember I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was wondering because, like you said, Alexis, that like Tyree Henry, his all of the things that he does outside of Paperboy are so different. I wondered. I was thinking the other day. I was like, I wonder if that ever made it hard for him, feeling like being trying to be a regular person, and people trying to using the persona you have in the TV show to make you like, because like he easily could have been typecasted into like the intimidating black man, right? And he's flourished out of that and not had to be that in the other roles that he's in. But I always wonder if that like affected his personal life differently. It's like when like do people try to like test you differently when they think, oh, because you played a hard rapper on a TV show, like that, like who are you in real life, right? I don't know. I had me thinking one day. I was like thinking about that.
I think the guy from Us, the father, because remember he was in Black Panther. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right,
Yes,
yeah.
listen,
And
dude. Hmm.
yeah, and it was like all tough guy, and then like, and that was a beautiful thing too to see him in a whole nother light. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a dad. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to protect his family, but he wasn't like, yo, I'm tough man. You know what I'm
He
saying?
was
Like
a
I'm not.
cheesy dad.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I never thought like my whole visual idea of like your range and like you just broke my range that I had on you. And I think you can attest to this, Alexis. It's like that's a beautiful thing. Like when people kind of sort of can like typecast you, like put you in this box of like, all right, well, this is about as far as I can see that you can go with your ability, your skills. And then for you to go out on that stage and then just shatter all of that and be like, no, I'm more than what you think that I am. I haven't reached my limit yet. I haven't even touched my potential yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
I think that's one of the most beautiful things about being an actor or whatever is because everybody brings a little part of themselves, right? And so it's like a bunch of people probably read for that role for the dad and us, but like everybody brings something new. So like, or you can choose to make something new, right? Or you could choose something that can make you stand out, which is really, the focus. Um, but you can always bring something different, like he could have read it as a cheesy dad. Somebody could have read it as like a serious dad. Somebody else could have done it as like a nonchalant dad. Like it's just like you can always change and you can switch it up and like you can evolve, like you were saying. And especially being like a black actor, which is why like I'm so happy like we are having just an influx, I feel like, of like more and more like black actors in like Hollywood. And that's becoming more like popular and mainstream. We're seeing them in more stuff, and we're seeing them in things and roles where like they don't have to be in these boxes anymore as it used to, you know. Because as a black actor, like you definitely always kind of sometimes get put in a certain place, or if you try out for a different role, they're like, oh, like we don't really see you as that, or we don't really think you look like that, or like like me being a black girl, like, oh, you're the sassy funny friend, or like stuff like that. And it's like, well, like I can do that, but like also I can be the weird quirky girl. I can be funny and quirky. I can be silly. I can be I can be sexy. I can be seductress. Like I don't always have to be like you don't always have to be like the little funny sidekick best friend all the time, or like you don't always have to be like the aggressive mean girl, like, or like mean black woman or whatever. Like you can do all these different things. So I'm really glad that we are starting to slowly see more and more of that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know I want to get to this before we wrap up, but you actually have a show on Saturday coming up, right?
I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a little something something. It's not
A
really.
little something, something. When black people say that, oh, it's just a little something, just a little. No, see, that's the start of a humble flex. So go ahead, tell us about it. Tell us about it. Tell us
Hold on.
about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so um I'm in this series. It's called Things That Go Bump. It is a collection of 10-minute plays about Halloween, and every little 10-minute little one piece act is all about different Halloween tropes and stories and stuff like that. And I am in one of them. I'm in one of the 10 minutes. So it's like 8 shows altogether. So it's like 8 10-minute shows. And I'm in one of them. The one that I'm in is called Harvest Moon, and it is gonna be at on stage Atlanta this Saturday at 3 p.m. October 30th. Yeah. And yeah, I'm really excited about it because it's like my first time like dipping my toe back into acting since the pandemic. I really haven't acted in like over a year. So I was really excited to get this opportunity. So because it's kind of opening me back up to that side of myself. So
That's dope. Wish I was
Awesome.
in Atlanta to see it, man. Come out there and
mm,
support you, you know what I mean?
I know, friend, you gotta come down here one day.
Listen, man. There's been a lot of things telling me I need to go to Atlanta. As of the
Listen, we the
last
Black
couple
Mecca,
months.
baby. We Black
I
Hollywood.
can't argue with that. I can't argue with that at all. I can't. But no, that's definitely dope. And you said that it's obviously going to be in Atlanta, and it's at the
The
what?
name of the
I'm
name of
sorry.
the theater. Oh no, you're fine. The name of the theater is called On Stage Atlanta. That's the
Gotcha.
name of the theater. And so yeah, if I don't know who's gonna be listening to this, but if you want to go, you go to their website, and underneath you just hit Things That Go Bump. That is the name of the whole shebang. So you'll just go to the website, you click it, and you can buy a ticket.
ma'am. Y'all heard her. Go see that show Saturday. This Saturday on the 30th. It's gonna be popping.
At
So
3 o'clock. It's in
at
the
3 o'clock.
afternoon.
Yo, are you gonna have any of your peoples there?
My family and my friends, yeah.
Cool. Well, I need you to
Yeah.
tell them to sit up there and record that 10 minutes. Okay, so the rest of us can see that don't live in Atlanta. Okay, I need that.
Okay.
All right, the group chat needs that. We all need that. Okay.
I already sent y'all one thing now.
Listen, and we pulled up though, right?
I mean, I don't know how many of y'all watched it though, but
For the singing when you sung,
oh, I was talking about that. I sent you the play that I was in, remember?
you did. No, we did. No, yeah, you did. You did.
You see
We
how
pulled up
niggas
for that. I pulled up for that.
Cam,
So
how
listen, don't do that.
my name
Don't do
Bennett and I ain't in it.
you
My
see the
name Bennett
cap.
and I ain't
You
in
see the
it.
cap.
I ain't in it.
You
it.
see the
Ain't no
cap
I
that's
ain't in
cap,
it.
going
man.
on?
I won't. I
Yo,
ain't.
we're not
I'm
doing
just
this.
playing. I'm just playing Vash. Vash always he always been support no matter what I'm doing. So I
Man,
just
friends
playing.
support friends, regardless.
Of
You know what I'm saying?
course.
That's how it's supposed to be. At least that's how I look at it. That's how it's supposed to be.
Of
Good.
course. That's why I'm here. I support
There you
we set
go.
the vibe. Everything y'all do it's amazing to be I'm very honored to be on this platform. And I thank you for having me.
So listen, we are honored to have you. Like I said before, like you just being here is support enough. You listening is support enough. That's why I said, like, yo, anything we could do to, boost the visibility, you know what I'm saying, any project stuff got coming up, like, yo, listen, we are more than happy to help you out with that.
Aw, thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. Oh, also, can I plug my social media?
No, that's exactly what I was about to get
Oh,
to.
absolutely.
So you already beat me to it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Plug
Already
all
on
of it.
it. So I also do like content creating. So you can follow me on Instagram at Living Fully Lexi. So you can follow me on there, and then I'm also on the TikTok, and that's at Lex DMUA. And yeah, that's really all of the two I'm on. I am on Facebook and Twitter, but like I don't know what to be doing on the look. Facebook to turn into Meta World Peace. Like I don't. We don't know what's going on with
That'll
that.
world peace.
I'm like
That's
the
fair.
name changing. I already wasn't feeling it. I'm not gonna call it Meta. Like okay, your mama call you Facebook. I'm gonna call you Facebook. I'm not changing. Like
No,
but
that's
so I'm not on there like that. I'm not on the Twitter. I'm on Twitter, but I ain't on Twitter like that either. So we just gonna keep it to the Instagram, which is Living Fully Lexi. So yeah, and I got like some Halloween surprises coming up this week. If you want to follow me, and basically on my page, I just do makeup. I do makeup, lifestyle stuff, and hair.
word,
Yeah.
word, word. So yeah, thank you for coming to the pod. We appreciate you being here and allowing us to get some of your spare time, ma'am. I know that you are a very busy individual. You know,
I always
appreciate
make
it.
time for you, man.
Yo, and I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Cam, bro, you got anything for the beautiful people before we head up out of here?
Stay blessed.
Also, nice to meet you, Cam.
Nice to meet you as well, Alexis.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Reset the Vibe podcast. That was episode 53. 53 now, right? 50, no, yeah.
I stopped counting. It's just we here, we live.
Unfortunately, I gotta keep count in order to put these things in. But yeah, no, it's cool. We 50 something. We in 50.
You should stop setting yourself up to fail though. Like you should just not say the number on the pod. You should say we're at this welcome to this episode or something like that. Because it's probably 54.
No,
and then
but
we're gonna
the
be
number
like,
is
I don't know.
important though. The numbers is important.
But
Because they
like
say once you make it to 100, you've made it.
Oh,
That's
listen,
how you know it's a secure thing. Is if you make it to 100 episodes.
when we make it to 100 episodes, we can act a fool. I'm telling you, it's gonna
Oh
be.
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It's
Y'all
gonna be.
halfway there.
It's gonna be a
Y'all
party. We probably gonna have like an air guest that came on just in one big room. We just all just gonna
not on Zoom though, right?
He hates Zoom.
Not on Zoom though, right? not on Zoom though, right?
Cam hates Zoom.
I hate Zoom with a burning passion. I'm glad to be here right now. This is good, but I hate Zoom with a burning passion I had to do school on Zoom during the pandemic, and I'm just like, I don't want nothing to do with Zoom. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do
No
that.
Usher Raymond.
No, I don't want to do that. So I'm good. So yeah. But hey,
It's
So
life right
let's make it
now.
to 100. Make it to 100.
yeah, no, we gonna get
Y'all
there,
got
bro. We definitely gonna get there. Once again, this is another episode. Reset the vibe. As always, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Always. Love.